Come on, Meme Squad, my name is Mike Pence, and welcome back to the Rice video. Today in this video, we are going to be talking about the Lincoln Project. Now, this Lincoln Project, okay, I don't know if you've heard of it, okay? You've probably seen their anti-Trump ads. Anyway, this Lincoln Project, okay, is a group of Republicans. Most of the things that is in conservative ideology is what these people are against, and yet they call themselves Republicans. These people are rhinos. Okay, these people are Rockefeller Republicans themselves.
And the headline of the article was, "She's dangerous. GOP insiders fear Kamala could be the next Obama." Now, obviously, this was before she stepped out of the race for the presidency. But if you're a Republican, if you're Donald Trump in particular, forget Republican, if you're Donald Trump, what are you thinking tonight?
You're thinking that you have the best pick that Joe Biden could have picked to help his cause on the ticket. She's a formidable political leader in this country. She's smart. She's quick on her feet. She's articulate. I think Mike Pence is going to have a very, very difficult time in the vice presidential debate.
Now, despite what they like to think, Kamala Harris has a lot of things going against her. For example, Black Lives Matter will probably say that she's not black enough. Kamala Harris also is a cop, which is also going against the whole thing of the Democratic Party. In this next clip, we got this guy, okay, basically throwing around words that do not sound like anything that a Republican would say. You listen to these terms and you hear leftists, racism, sexism, being a white supremacist, corruption, you know, the list goes on.
I am starting to regret my vote for Trump. I know. You guys, I know. I can overlook, and I'm okay with the blatant racism and the crass sexism and the deranged narcissism and pandering to Nazis and supporting pedophiles and proudly bragging about being a sexual predator and openly cheating your employees and mocking the disabled and praising murderous dictators and the constant pathological lying, the petty vindictive cruelty, the staggering ineptitude, the unapologetic corruption, the nepotism, the mob ties, encouraging violence against those that question your authority, the theft of our tax dollars to pay off your mountain of debt and or go golfing. Did I mention the relentless lying? You're a liar. Being a white nationalist, demonizing immigrants, the obvious disregard of the Bill of Rights, lying about whether Russia had hacked our election when you knew all along it had, then lying about it, the collusion with our sworn enemy and the sworn enemy of democracy, your dereliction of duty, your treasonous activities.
There's some certain things that he says that just tells you right off the bat that he's a leftist. He said that Trump was demonizing immigrants, which tells you right off the bat that this guy thinks that illegal immigration is okay. He also mentions the Russian collusion thing, okay, that Russia helped Trump get elected, which also tells you this guy believes that Hillary Clinton should have won the election, and that it was rigged in Trump's favor, and that Hillary Clinton was meant to become president. This next clip I'm about to show you is basically where it shows all the presidents and how in times of trouble they all rose, and how now we live under almost like a dictatorship, and how Trump is sending troops out into the street to beat up unarmed citizens.
We will never forget them, nor the last time we saw them, as they slipped the surly bonds of earth to touch the face of God.
Those who are lost now, their legacy must be our lives.
I can hear you, and the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Amazing grace.
I am dispatching thousands and thousands of heavily armed soldiers. We dominate the streets.
That last phrase right there. Alright, that is so taken out of context. He said that because the governors weren't doing anything. Okay, they were letting people burn down buildings. They didn't give a crap about what was going on. So then Trump had to get involved and actually do something about these people. You know, this Antifa that were burning down businesses and hurting people. So yeah, he had to dominate the streets, okay, because if he didn't, then it was just gonna get even more out of control. People were dying.
While we're not urging people to vote for other parties, what we are saying is it's perfectly acceptable. It's equally important to not vote for the Republican candidate who is supporting the Trump agenda.
All right, so that guy right there was saying don't vote for Republicans, all right? He said don't vote for Republicans unless they're against Trump, which is like basically saying vote for Mitt Romney, okay? You know, if there's a Republican who's a rhino like everybody else in this organization, you should vote for them, all right? You should vote for a Democrat who's running as a Republican. All right, so after doing some digging around, I found out that the leaders of this organization are none other than Rick Wilson and Kellyanne Conway's husband, George Conway. Two so-called conservatives that hold the liberal agenda.
So do you think then Democrats, maybe even not, if not now, need to get better at playing TV when they're running against Trump?
This is a reality TV game. They need to be practicing that game. It's not a debating society in the Democratic Socialist Conference. It's a reality TV show, and Trump is the master of the game. They have a narrow path to victory, and I hope that this book helps them try to achieve that fairly narrow path.
That was so-called conservative and co-founder of the Lincoln Project, who is selling a book that informs Democrats how they can win against the Republican Party. That's right, this so-called Republican is selling a book, a playbook, to help the Democratic Party.
When Donald Trump came out of hiding this week, he didn't do it to bring us together or heal the nation. Instead, he became what we always feared, evoked the worst of our past, threatened our governors and states, ordered an attack on unarmed protesters using gas, rubber bullets, and flash grenades.
I have a clip here of those unarmed protesters they were speaking of.
There's the fire. It does appear that that fire is the police station. You can see this now. Now that fire appears to be the liquor store across the road from the police station, but you now see smoke billowing out of the police station.
All right, guys, that's going to be for me today. So if you liked it, please hit the like button. If you want to see more content, please hit the subscribe button along with the bell notification button. And don't forget to comment, because I like reading comments. And when I don't get comments, I get very disappointed. Okay, so anyway, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
It's time to ride out, pull out from the scene real fast. Pull out real fast. It's time to ride out, pull out from the scene real fast.